I'm currently exploring an edge, and I'm curious to hear if this is an edge that you are also exploring, or if it's an edge that you're interested in exploring. But essentially, the edge that I'm exploring is platonic partnership. Because, like, certainly I've have lots of experience with romantic and sexual partnerships, but relationship anarchy is all about centering community at the center of your life and not centering a singular person at the center of your life, particularly putting like romantic sexual relationships on top of a like hierarchy, like prioritizing them and valuing them more over any other type of relationship. Certainly, like, I'm not a perfect relationship anarchist. Nah, it's a practice for me. Because, like, with anybody who's socially conditioned within mononormative culture, of course, like, your subconscious programming is gonna lean towards those monogamous tendencies, which, is inherently codependent. It replicates this like parent-child dynamic where you're like trying to get most or all of your needs met by a singular person, and even socially isolating yourself by spending the majority of your time with a singular person and then putting everybody else, like ranking them lower with the way you're prioritizing your time and your energy. So, this growing edge for me is being in a partnership with somebody who I love, who I'm not sexual with necessarily. Well, we're not sexual. And honestly, I don't know if it's romantic or not because I think that is up for debate. Like, what do you even consider to be romantic? Like, I think romance could be so many things. But yeah, I mean, what I love about relationship anarchy is that it is so expansive in nature. And, ultimately, partnerships are just safety alliances. Like, within this capitalist system, the default norm that we inherit is to compete against each other for our safety, to get to the best school, to get the best grades, to get the best job, to get a better pay raise. It's like always the sense of competition. And so, relationship anarchy, instead of it being competition focused, even like who can compete to be my number one, like my one and only romantic partner who I rely on for everything, like that is a lot of pressure and a lot of competition. Are you kidding me? No wonder people get so jealous in relationships. It's a constant competition to fight for who will be number one in your heart, which just like honestly is unrealistic in my opinion. So, relationship anarchy is all about creating a more expansive safety alliance instead of having to concentrate the majority of your sense of security to wrap it up within a single relationship. It is like dispersing that into an interdependent ecosystem of social relationships. So, like, when I'm telling you I have a new partner who is like not necessarily romantic and like certainly we're not sexual, that to me feels super expansive. Yeah. And it's like a first for me, honestly. It feels kind of euphoric. And like, certainly it's not like all rainbows and butterflies. There's conflict we need to work through. And, just like with any relationship, with any partnership, there's a level of emotional intimacy that is required in order to feel that sense of security with each other. But what I'm really celebrating, like, within myself right now is, yeah, just this concept of partnership, like, which I would consider like consistency and commitment. So, yeah, I'm celebrating not needing to tie sex into that sense of like trusting that someone will be there for me when I need them. Like, celebrating the abundance and being able to rely on someone for emotional support, for financial support. I mean, not necessarily all those things, but with this specific person, they have totally been an anchor for me, providing me consistent emotional support and sometimes financial support. So, ooh, yeah, it just feels so expansive to expand my relationship to partnership and not needing to put all that pressure on a relationship, needing it to gain upward momentum through the relationship escalator, not needing to exclude people from my life or like put boundaries on the level of emotional intimacy or sexual intimacy or financial intimacy around any other relationships I have in my life because of this partnership. There's so much abundance in the way that I'm relating to partnerships in general. And honestly, being in this platonic partnership, oh, it's just having so many ripple effects in all my other relationships too, particularly um, my partnership with my anchor partner, which is a sexual and romantic relationship in addition to other elements, you know? But oh, it just feels so good to notice that mononormative social conditioning to like want to put everything onto my anchor partner, especially when sex and romance are tied together. My God, sex is such a sticky, a sticky social conditioning for me. Like, definitely, I feel that urge to want to put all that momentum onto that relationship, but ultimately, that's out of alignment with how I want to center my life around relationship anarchy. And so that's why I'm saying, like, I'm not a perfect relationship anarchist. I don't pretend to be, you know, but my practice is just to notice, like, when are those subconscious social programming like coming up? Like when am I embodying that without even noticing through this urge to want to like put a particular person, one single person in my life at the center of my life and to be out of balance with the social ecosystem that I'm inherently connected to. Oh, I could talk about this in so much depth, but if you want to go deeper, check out my blog. There's a link in the description. So, long story short, I'm happy to share with you, yeah, just like this edge I'm exploring. I could talk a lot more about this. Let me know in the comments, like, what curiosities do you have about the dynamic of this platonic partnership? And I'd be happy to explore some of those. And also to hear from y'all, like, yeah, how does this manifest for you? How have your platonic partnerships impacted your life? You know, as committed as I am to relationship anarchy, like, I'm almost 30 years old now, so let's see, how long have I been a relationship anarchist? I don't know. But let's just say for 25 years, maybe for 24 years of my life, I've been monogamous. So, like, it's still new to me, you know? Like, yeah, it's a transition for anybody. If you're interested in relationship anarchy, or if you are also transitioning into relationship anarchy, like, just know that you're not alone in it, and that, like, it's not anybody's individual burden or responsibility to figure it out, like, how does this work, or to, like, pretend to be perfect at it. Nobody will be, because the process is really a process of unlearning. So I'm in that, and like, let's be in it together. Let's connect. I would love to hear how this shows up for you. And of course, you know, I offer resources around transitioning into relationship anarchy, which is essentially just unlearning social hierarchies and learning how to embody balance in your social ecosystem, how to develop a sense of security within yourself without having to subscribe to codependency or social isolation or loneliness. You could book a one-on-one session with me by going to my website. There's a link below for that. And also, you know, there's a whole community of us who are unlearning these social hierarchies as we're developing secure attachment. Check out the Love and Liberation Network if you're interested in connecting with other people and, you know, both giving and receiving support, not only to help you develop secure attachment as you divest from systems of oppression and the way we internalize those in our most beloved relationships, but also as an opportunity to practice, like, what does it feel like and look like to co-create cultures of care that are rooted in abundance and not in scarcity, like these systems of oppression condition us to cling to scarcity to seek safety. Nah, we're all doing that together. So there's a link below. You can check that out if you're curious.